Hey everybody, it's Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to episode 54 of our RuneScape 2007 Road to 100 Mil from Scratch. In our last episode, I ended off saying that I'd be finishing up these oak planks, and that's what I have done here. I'm now running up to the Grand Exchange to go ahead and sell the planks for a good profit. I think we're looking at about a 1 mil profit total. They probably will not sell right away though, and I would like to start buying the next item I need right away because it takes a little bit to buy usually. At this point, you probably have realized because of the title that we are doing unicorn horns, so that is what I'm trying to buy. That has landed on as number 7 on our top 10. But first of all, before we get into the unicorn horns, I got to finish up selling these planks. And what I was saying before is since they won't sell right away and I need to buy right away, I won't really be showing the cash stack at the beginning of the episode. I'll be showing you guys, but it really won't make that much of a difference because it won't be the full cash stack. But don't worry, at the end of the episode, I'll still show it, and we'll be making some good progress from these unicorn horns. You'll notice that Slay and Tricks came over to buy 1,500 of these planks from me. Thank you very much, Slay and Tricks. He helped me sell them a little bit quicker, and he bought them for the normal price, so I still made the same amount of profit from it. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I put the rest of the planks in here. I grabbed this price from the OS Buddy Exchange. It's 440 a piece. If I have to change it, I will, but I don't think I'll have to. After waiting a little bit, you see that I'm buying some unicorn horns, but all of the planks have sold, so now I can add the cash to the stack, but only puts us at 76 mil because I have some money in the Grand Exchange trying to buy some unicorn horns. Now that I have some unicorn horns, I can start working on them right now and just start grinding away. It's a little bit of an AFK thing, so it's not that big of a deal, but I'll talk about that a little more in a second because this is the top 10, so now I have to go through the pros and cons. We're going to start off with the cons as always. The first con would be that it takes a while to buy the unicorn horns and even to sell the unicorn horn dust. As you saw a second ago, I was in the process of buying the unicorn horns, and that's not always a simple thing because not a lot of them sell each day. So if you're trying to do like 10,000 unicorn horns, as much as that seems like a lot of unicorn horns to do, it is because not a lot of people are going out and collecting these horns. So it takes a little bit of time to buy. You definitely want to be buying and selling while you're doing it if you plan on doing a lot. I do plan on doing a lot. I'm doing 7,500 of them, but since I already know exactly how much I'm doing, I wouldn't want to buy them in separate Grand Exchange offers, so I'm just buying 7,500 at one time. And I'm not going to try to sell them while I'm doing them because I don't want to have to deal with the prices and all. I'm just going to grind out all 7,500 and then sell them. But if I was planning on doing more horns after this, I would want to keep buying and keep selling so that we can keep working with the Grand Exchange and make sure we always have a steady supply of unicorn horns coming in. Our next con would have to be that the prices are always changing with unicorn horns and with unicorn horn dust. It's never very drastic, but if you're not paying attention, you could potentially not make nearly as much money. You're probably never going to lose money. It's very rare that the price of unicorn horn dust goes lower than the price of unicorn horns. Even if the price of unicorn horns has been dropping and you bought them for a higher price, it usually doesn't happen. But you can definitely change your profit, maybe even cut it in half if you're not paying attention to the prices. So if you plan on doing multiple hours of unicorn horns like I'm doing here, you want to pay attention. If the prices start to drop, you may want to start selling early. So if the prices start to drop for me, I will start to put some of them into the Grand Exchange to sell. Another con, which when it comes to money making is not that big of a deal, is you don't get any experience from this. It is nice when you're grinding out some money to get some XP and eventually get some levels from it. In this case, that's not going to happen, and that's not too big of a deal because like I said, we're just trying to make some money here, so we're really not looking for experience. But I mean, it's nice. I wish I was getting a little bit of XP from it. Our final con on the list would be that it's kind of difficult to speed up the unicorn horn process. There's really not much you can do. You're just grinding the horns into dust, and there's already a set speed for that. There's no skills or anything that'll speed it up for you, so you can't increase the profit that way. The only way the profit changes is by the price changes, which you can't always control. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not that big of a deal because unicorn horns are already a pretty good profit. So the fact that you can't speed it up isn't killing us. It's not like you don't make any good money because we can't speed it up. But it's always nice if I can go out and get a level or a certain achievement diary or something like that to make some extra profit. We're going to move on to the pros now. The first pro would be that this is a very good profit. It changes a lot depending on prices, and you can lose some money, or lose some profit, I should say, if you're not paying attention. I will go into more detail about how much money we're making when I talk about the rates. The next pro would be that it is a low requirement. There really is no level requirement to do this. You do need some money. It costs generally 750, maybe up to 800 coins per unicorn horn, so you kind of need some money to start. If you have 800k, that means you could buy at least 1,000 unicorn horns, which is a good start. So the 800k is not necessarily a low requirement. It's not a high requirement either, but the 0 level requirement, which is a pretty big deal. This means you could do this at any level. If you have some money, start making some good profit. The last pro that would be that it's very simple to do. Because it's simple to do, that's what creates the con that there is no way to speed it up, but that means it creates this pro that it's simple to do, which is a good thing. There's not a lot of tricks to it. You don't have to think too much about it. Because there's not a lot of ways to speed it up, you don't have to go out and do a bunch of things to make this a good profit, which does kind of come back to the low requirement part. But the idea of being simple to do, that you don't have to think too much about it and you can just get it done, is a good thing. It makes a lot of money and doesn't take a lot of effort. I think that's a plus. I definitely would put that in the pros section. Now we can move on to some of our rates since we have finished the pros and cons. Obviously, there is 0 XP rate because we don't get any experience from it, so you don't get any XP. That's just how it works. Kind of a bummer. But for the money, the rates do change a lot. I generally try to imagine 400k an hour because if you're paying attention to the prices and you're making sure you're not selling for too low or buying for too high, you can usually get at least 400k an hour. If you're really lucky, not even really lucky, if you're kind of lucky and you're really paying attention, you can get up to 650, maybe even 700k an hour. So for 0 level requirements, this can be a killer moneymaker, but it's not always like that. The prices are changing a lot, like I've said before, so you do have to pay attention. If you plan on doing unicorn horns anytime soon, just be a little careful with them. You can definitely mess up, and it's not fun to put a lot of time into a moneymaker and then only make half the money you planned on making in the first place. But it's kind of fun if you go to do a moneymaker, spend a lot of time of it, and you end up making twice as much money, which can also happen with these. Alright everybody, we have change clips here. I'm on my last few loads of unicorn horns. It hasn't been too bad. You can do a good, I want to say 1,500 unicorn horns an hour, maybe even up to 1,600 or 1,700, but that's really if you're paying a lot of attention. And I like to round down a little bit because I'm not always paying a lot of attention. It's gone pretty well though. The prices have been increasing in the unicorn horn dust, which in a way is good, but I'm thinking they're about to peak, which means I gotta sell them quickly, and it's possible the prices are gonna start dropping while I'm selling it, which is gonna make it kind of a pain to sell, because I'm gonna have to keep changing the price, because no one's gonna buy them for 950 coins if they're now suddenly selling for 900 coins. It's not really gonna work out. But we'll get to that obstacle in just a minute. Still have a couple more loads here, as you can see. Let's jump into the bank and see how many more. 21. So I'll be on my last load here, which is going to be pretty quick. It did go well. I really like the AFK part. I didn't really put the AFK in the pros because I've been putting the AFK in the pros for every single one so far, which is not necessarily a bad thing. AFK is a pro for me, but I'm sure you guys understand that by now, so I figured I really didn't need to talk about it. But don't worry, the AFK is slowly going away. Most of our AFKs that were in the top 10 were just these first 4. The next one, I do not believe I will be talking about how AFK it is, because it is not AFK. I guess I really shouldn't say that. There is some AFK to it, but it's really not something like bowstrings or unicorn horns where you can time how AFK it is. And you'll see next episode. It's something we've already done. It'll be number 6 in the top 10. But for now, we're finished with the number 7 of top 10, and I'm going to go sell the unicorn horns. Oops, I don't want to buy anything. I'm trying to sell. I'm going to sell them for a pretty good amount a piece. I'm going to start off with 930 coins. It's probably going to be dropping while I'm selling, so I will be constantly paying attention and changing the prices if needed, trying to make as much money as possible from these. Alright everybody, for our in-between episodes, as you can see I have bought 10,000 green dragon hides. I'm going to be running these hides in Al Kharid, where you always run the hides. It's probably going to take about 4 hours and we're going to make good profit from it. It's going to be the last time we do green dragon hides. We're really running out of, we're doing last time of everything, is what I'm trying to say. So this is our last green dragon hide run. It won't take too long, like I said, about 4 hours. It's pretty quick. It's going to be good profit because green dragon hides and green dragon leather have a pretty good profit margin right now, so we're going to make a lot of money from it. I will be showing you guys the cash stack. I know I said at the beginning of the episode that I would show you it at the end, but the unicorn horn dust is not selling right away, so it will be next episode. You guys have to see it, but it's getting big. We're working well. We have now reached number 6 on the top 10, or excuse me, number 7 on the top 10, and next time will be number 6. It'll be lots of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did, and I will see you next time. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video and helping support the channel. If you enjoyed the video, we would appreciate it if you would hit that like button and tell us what you liked about it in the comments section below. If you're looking for more videos like this one, then go ahead and join the cul-de-sac by clicking that subscribe button and follow us on Twitter at @TheEdBoys. All links are in the description.